So this is part 2 of the last video. Um, I decided to go ahead, and I have time today. I don't have anything else to do. I decided to go ahead and start sifting through my mealworm colony number 2, because as I stated in the first video, I've got webs inside my oats, and I wasn't really sure what that was from, and I hadn't seen any bugs other than mealworms. And so I was like, well, let's just start sifting and see if we notice anything. So I don't know if you can see all of these nearly invisible babies. There's just hundreds of them in here. They're just everywhere, which is amazing coming from 9 beetles. That's all I had was 9 beetles, and I'm having all of these babies. So anyways, 9 seems to be my lucky number. If you follow me in my group, then you know that 9, which by the way, we were reptiles and amphibians, and then I changed the group name and merged it with my rescue page, which was Reptum and Rascati Advocate and Rescue. But since then, because I do reptile rescue, I needed to have, you know, a cheaper way of feeding my reptiles and providing a variety, which gets very, very expensive. So I started breeding my own insects. Well, unfortunately, look at all these babies. I love it. Just barely can see them. Only when they wiggle. But anyways, they're just everywhere. I started breeding, and the insects, well, they produce so many that I know I'm not going to need them. I'm not going to need as many as they're producing for me. So then I was like, well, I might as well just do it big time and just breed fishing bait and feeders for other people and stuff. And so that's what I started doing, as you can see. So from 9 beetles, I have colony number 1, and they have hundreds of babies, and babies are still hatching. Now this is colony, there's a very tiny, even tinier. Oh, that's so tiny. Oh, that's so tiny. Anyway, sorry. I think they're so cute when they're so tiny. Anyways, started breeding for other people and started me first colony. My first colony's doing great. No problems, no issues, no concerns. Colony number 2, I have some issues. I'm finding webs throughout the grain. So I've been keeping an eye on it, as I stated in video number 1. And couldn't find any bugs or any issues. So I'm sifting through again to separate all of my babies from anything else going on. And I'm checking out each baby to make sure that it is a mealworm and not something else. And what I have found is bugs for the first time. Sifting through, I did find bugs. And what I found was, I guess, a maggot. But anyways, they had the webs all hung up and attached to them. I'm dropping them in the water so I don't have to get up and down and throw them away and stuff, and they don't get out because they like to climb. They're sticky. And so this one's all been cleaned out. I don't see anything. I don't see any tiny, you know, larvae for these things or anything. The only thing I'm seeing is mealworms. And again, I'm sitting there and there's hundreds of these babies, so this may be a multiple project that I have to do. For fishing bait, it won't really matter, but people aren't going to want to feed a maggot-infested mealworm colony. So this colony number 2, may be strictly for fishermen. Depending on how some people feed their animals, their reptiles, insects from outdoors, so it won't really matter to them. But other people are more concerned, and they don't like things like that. And so anyways, that's what I'm dealing with. Big project ahead of me. A lot of sifting to do. Everything that's been sifted goes in there. My mealworms go in there. My maggots are going in there. And that's where I gotta go and get more to sift. So, and this is what I'm looking at and checking and making sure everything's okay before it goes into my mealworm. There we go.